right, boys and girls, today we're going to talk about evaluating. Who can give me their idea of what evaluate means? We've talked about this before, but it was a while ago. Bethany.
Judge.
How do you know that?
It's in the 12 powerful words.
It's in the 12 powerful words. If I say evaluate, you say
Judge.
Evaluate.
Judge.
Good job. So what are you judging?
The writing.
The writing,
The reading.
the reading,
The spelling.
not necessarily spelling, not when you're not for comprehension.
The sound.
No. When you did your worksheet about a job to do, some of the questions asked, why do you think this character did this? Or what do you think is good about what this character did? Those are all evaluating questions. Let's read the evaluate reading strategy. Let's read it together. Ask yourself, how do I feel about what I read? Do I agree or disagree with it? Am I learning what I wanted to know? How good a job has the author done? So when we are evaluating, we are judging the characters, the author, the plot, okay, all the ideas inside the writing. So let's look at our first story, A Job to Do. Who can summarize A Job to Do for me? Nate.
People that live on Blue Street have a garden, and 3 kids are supposed to be working on it, but the other 2 kids don't want to work on it. So there's only 1 kid, but the 1 kid that's working on it convinces them to work on it with.
Great, wonderful summary. It's about 3 kids that live on Bloom Street. They've got a garden. One of the kids wants to work on it. The other 2 don't want to work on it. But the 1 kid persuades the other kids to work on the garden so that they can all enjoy the garden. All right, let's look at this first question. Why did Pablo decide to do the weeding job? Why do you think Pablo wanted to do the weeding job? Did it tell us in the story why Pablo did the weeding job? Why he wanted to weed the garden? Did it tell us why?
No.
No. So we have to infer why and evaluate and judge why Pablo decided to do the job. Bethany.
It's because they all painted it, so they should take care of it.
They all decided to plant, and so they should all take care of it. What else would you need to do for work in the garden? What other things can you grow in the garden besides flowers?
Food.
Food. Who eats the food?
Animals and people.
Animals and people. Okay. Do you think just Pablo ate the food?
No.
Who else ate the food?
Everybody.
His friends that didn't help.
His friends Lily and Bobby probably ate some of the food that came from the garden also. So why do you think Bobby felt that they needed to work on the garden?
Because they all
They all planted it and they all ate the food. They all received the benefits of the garden.
picked it.
So Pablo thought, that's not fair for me just to work on the garden when they get stuff from the garden too, right? Look at this question. What did Pablo's actions say about him? What kind of person do you think Pablo is because of his actions in the story? Nate?
He's a hard worker.
He's a hard worker. What else can you say about Pablo?
He likes nature.
He likes nature. That's probably a good assumption.
Helpful.
He's helpful. Yeah. Anything else? Aspen?
Dang it.
Forgot? Okay. Do you think Pablo's a mean person?
No.
Do you think he's a fair person?
Yeah, that's what it is. That's
He's a fair person?
and he wanted to work together.
Did it describe Pablo in the story? Pablo was a nice boy who was helpful and hardworking. Did it tell us that?
No.
How did you know that he was a helpful boy or a hardworking boy?
Because he did most of the job by himself.
By himself, yeah. And
He convinced his friends to work on it with him.
he convinced his friends to work on it with him. Very good. Look at this question. Why do you think Lily and Bobby joined Pablo? He convinced them to join him in the weeding job. Why do you think he did that, Aspen?
Because he said it was fun and it felt like toe touching in the gym.
Okay, so Bobby said, this could be fun. It feels like toe touching in the gym. But what do you think was going on in Bobby and Lily's head when they finally decided, yes, we'll help you?
They thought that it would be just like gym class.
Yeah. What were their thoughts about the garden and about how they had treated Pablo? Nate?
Probably not very good.
Explain more. What do you mean not very good?
Like, they felt sorry for Pablo.
They felt sorry for Pablo? Why would they feel sorry for Pablo?
Because he had to do all the work, and and then they joined in to help them.
Right, because they didn't want Pablo to have to do all the work. So they felt sorry, right? That they had been so, what?
Selfish.
Selfish. Good word, Aspen. Exactly. They had been selfish. Do you think the author does a good job of describing the characters and their personal attributes? Yeah. Does he actually describe them, though? No. How does he describe them? It's tricky. How does he describe the characters?
He describes them by how they act.
By how they act, through their actions. Yes, actions speak louder than words often, right? Yeah. All right, let's look at the next story, Cleanup Time. Who can summarize Cleanup Time for me and tell me what this was about? Aspen, tell me what Cleanup Time was about.
It's about two brothers and one sister, and they made a tent and brought pillows and books down and toys down to play with. And their dad told them, "Could you clean up? It's time for dinner." And one of the boys said, "No, I'm not doing it." And the other boy said, "Me neither." And the other boy said that I was only reading a book.
Okay.
And that it was the girl's idea.
Okay, so basically we've got 3 siblings, a sister and 2 brothers, and they make a fort or a tent in their living room. And they're playing in it. They're all playing in it, reading books in it, using the pillows. They're all inside of it. But when it's time to clean up, the 2 brothers say, "Hey, tent was your idea, sis. We're not doing the cleanup. It was your idea. We're not cleaning it up." And what did Mandy, the sister, think?
That
Nate.
was unfair.
That was unfair. Why is that unfair?
Because they were playing in it and they helped her build it, so they have to help her clean it up.
Right, they were all playing in it, and they all helped to build it. How is this similar to a job to do? How is cleanup time similar to a job to do, Bethany?
Because there's 3 people and 2 that don't want to clean up.
And how is it different? What are they about? One's about a garden, one's about a tent, right? What did you just do? Compare and contrast. Nice job. All right, let's read this question together.
I know.
Why did Bert, together, why did Bert think he should not have to help pick up? Why did Bert think he shouldn't have to pick up?
Because he said he was only reading a book and that it wasn't fair.
Right, so he could have read a book anywhere, right? And he just happened to be in the fort, but he didn't play in the fort. He was just reading a book. So he thought it was unfair to make him pick it up. Do you think that's fair?
No.
Why do you not think that's fair, Taylor?
Because he was playing with it.
Because he was playing in it. He was inside of it. Did he help build it?
Yes.
Do we know that?
No.
We don't really know. He might or might not have, right? So, but we do know that they all helped to create it in some way. Let's read this question together. What was bad about James' reason for not helping? What do you think was bad about James' reason for not helping, Nate?
James' reason for not helping was he thought that his sister should do it because she's the one who built the fort and that was her idea.
It was her idea. He said, "Hey, the tent was your idea. I just helped build it. You have to clean it up, right?" Is that fair?
No.
How would you feel if how many brothers?
One, but he was bad.
Oh, he
My
did.
sister's bad.
Okay, so how would you feel if your brother and sister helped you make a fort and then said, "Hey, Nate, it was your idea. We're not helping you clean up this huge mess."
I would try to persuade them to help me.
How would you try and persuade them to help you clean up?
To say, if you don't help me pick it up, I'm going to tell my mom.
I'm going to tell on you. So threaten with punishment, right? not always fair, but sometimes it works. How would you feel, Bethany?
I would say, Shelby, you played in it. You should help me.
Right, yeah. It's only fair that we all played in it. We should all help clean up. What did you just do with your feelings? Did you compare and contrast your feelings? Did you summarize your feelings?
Summarize.
Did you evaluate your feelings?
Nice.
You evaluated your feelings. You brought your feelings into the story and evaluated how you would feel if this story happened to you. Let's read this sentence together. Or question. Why did Mandy mention that she always helps them? Why do you think Mandy said, I always help you when you've got work to do? Why would she even bring that up, Aspen?
Because they probably couldn't do it by themselves, and they always asked her to help.
So she was always willing to help them in the past, so they should be willing to help me now, right? Or her now. Why else do you think she chose to mention, hey, I always help you guys?
Because she was trying to persuade them to do it.
She was using her persuasive skills to try and get them to help clean up. Yeah.
I have something.
Nate decided instead of saying, hey, I always help you, brother and sister, he would do what? I'm going to go tell Mom.
What about me?
All right, look at this one. Let's read this together. Why do you think Bert chose to help in the end? Bert says, well, I guess I did use the pillows, so I'll put them away. Why do you think he decided to help in the end? Nate seems to have all the answers. Taylor, I haven't heard from you lately. Why do you think Bert finally agreed to help?
Because they all played in it and he should help.
He realized, yeah, we did all play in them. And he says, I guess I did use, what? The pillows, so I can at least put those away. So he took a small bit of the work that had to be done, right? And then what did Mandy say to Bert? Was she like, yeah, you're going to clean up those pillows? No, what'd she say? She said, thank you. How does that help the situation? Instead of being mean and say, yeah, you are going to help me because I'm your big sister. You're going to do what I say. How is saying thank you better for the situation, Bethany?
It's better because you don't have to get an argument and you don't have to get in trouble.
Right, everybody likes polite children, right? Everybody likes to be nice or have people be nice to them. So how did James finally decide to help?
Because Bert helped and he wanted to do everything Bert does.
Right, so what kind of person would you say that James is?
A copycat.
A copycat.
Maybe, or maybe a better way of saying
Monkey see.
other than monkey see, monkey do, or copycat. What does he do with his brother?
The same thing.
Does he admire his brother?
Yes.
Yeah. How do you know he admires his brother, Nate?
Because he does everything he does.
Mm-hmm. Raise your hand if you have a big sister or a big brother.
My sister's got
I have two.
Does Shelby ever do things that you want to do also?
No.
Yesterday she did. Where was Shelby yesterday? She was at the ball game. Where were you? I was at my grandma's, and you wanted to be at the ball game too, didn't you? So you were jealous, right? I want to do that too, right? Which you'll get to eventually. So there are some things that, you know.
I have something.
Yeah, share it with us.
One time I wanted to play Legos with my two brothers and play with them and watch TV, and they said no.
Why did you want to play with them?
Because I had nobody else to play with because I don't even have any sisters.
Okay, so you don't have any other sisters to play with, so your brothers were all that was there. Why else did you want to play with them instead of going and play by yourself?
Because I like to play with Legos.
Because they were having fun with the Legos, right? Because you know how much fun it is to play with Legos, and you want to play with them too. Right, so you just evaluated your feelings, right? So, somebody tell me what evaluate means. We've talked about comparing and contrasting, fact and opinion. Taylor, tell me what evaluating means.
To judge.
To judge. You judge feelings. What else can you judge?
You can judge how they did, like how you did it.
Judge how well someone did something or how well you did something. How well did the author write the story? How well did the author convey the meaning of the story? How well did they describe the characters? How well did I read it? Did I understand it? Right? You're evaluating all of those things. What else can you evaluate, Aspen? What, your reading or the book in general? Yeah. Judge whether or not you like it. Judge whether it rocks or does it stink. That's part of our song, remember? Yeah, so you're judging or evaluating how good the story is. What else can you evaluate?
To judge the X.
The what?
The X.
What do you mean?
Like
The actions. Oh, okay, so judge the person's actions. So by judging their actions, what else are you judging or evaluating? If you judge their actions, what does it tell you?
It's telling you that you're going too far or something.
Well, I think you're confused what I'm asking. If I judge Bethany when she helped Taylor pick up the toys, I am judging whether or not she is what? Helpful, nice person, a good friend, right? So you're judging what? Who they are, right?
Who they are and
What they do, what kind of person they are. So their personality. Can you evaluate someone's personality?
Yeah.
Absolutely. Can you evaluate almost everything in life?
Yes.
Yeah, because you have a personal opinion about it. You have thoughts about it. You judge whether or not you like it or you dislike it, whether or not it's good or bad. Did they do it? Did they not do it? What do I think about it? That's all evaluating. When you guys are taking a test, I'm evaluating lots of things. Your behavior, your test-taking skills, whether or not you got what I taught you, right? Teachers are constantly evaluating and judging. If you study, yeah. So do you think evaluating is a good skill to have not only in reading but in life? Absolutely. All right, good job today, you guys.
How come you didn't pass out any of the